No! Oh my god. Okay, let's go. What was I doing? Oh my god. I forgot how that part goes. I'm dumb. Ah, I can save it. Damn it, I can't save it. Oh. I was so excited. I was like, yes, I paused it in time. No. Oh my god!